Hello, and welcome to Online Contemporary Math. My name is Shannon Cornell, and I'll be your instructor for the next 8 weeks. If this is your first time at Emerald College, I want to welcome you to campus, albeit virtually. And if you're a returning student, welcome back to the fall semester. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the course, orient you to some of the tools that we'll be using, and give you an idea of the requirements and expectations of the course. So let's go ahead and get logged into the class. Let me share my screen here so you can see how to get to class. So to log into our class, the first thing that you want to do is go to our college homepage, which is actx.edu. In the upper right corner here, you want to choose AC Connect and go ahead and log in with your username and password. If you don't know that information, you can click that red help button to the right and find that information. Once you get logged into the AC Connect portal, you're going to have access to a lot of different tools: email, your tuition information, resources from the college, but our classes are going to be located in Blackboard. We will use 3 main websites for our class: Blackboard, Google Classroom, and MyMathLab. So here we're looking at Blackboard. This is where all of your courses are located, and it's where all of our course content is uploaded. If you'll click courses over here to the left, one of the courses that you should see is our online contemporary math class. Go ahead and click that, and now you have entered into our classroom. Once you get in here, you're going to have all of the content, tools, links to the other websites that we're going to be using. You've got your grade book, your email, all kinds of interesting tools. The very first link that you're going to see under course content there is the syllabus. Now, your first assignment for the class is to click open that link and read the entire syllabus. The syllabus is pretty long, so I'm not going to read all of it in this video. I just want to highlight some important information. Now, I know that when you first get into a class, your question is, what do I have to do to earn my grade? So I have already scrolled down here to the grading policy. This will give you an idea of the different components of the class. So on a daily basis, you're going to log into Blackboard and you're going to open up your notes, download those notes, print them out, and as you're watching videos from the content section, you're going to complete the notes. You're going to take pictures of those notes and turn them in on Google Classroom, which I'll show you here in a minute. And the notes portion of the class is going to be worth 5% of your grade. So there is a set of notes for each section that we'll cover for the semester. So 5% of your grade comes from those daily note checks. The second component, which belongs to every math class, of course, is homework. So we will be using the MyMathLab website to complete online homework. So remember, Blackboard is where you're going to find your notes, your videos, syllabus, gradebook, all that good stuff. MyMathLab is where you're going to complete your online homework. So after you complete a section, you will proceed to MyMathLab and complete a section of homework. At the end of the semester, I will drop your 2 lowest homework grades, and that will comprise 15% of your grade. That's a very important component of the class. That's where you really find out if you understood and know the information. The next part is exams. We will take 5 unit exams on MyMathLab. They're all online. That's worth a pretty big chunk of your grade. That's going to be 50% of your grade. So 5 chapter exams, no drops for those. Once we complete the entire course, all of our notes, homework, and exams, on week 8, we do have a written pencil and paper comprehensive final exam. So you will come to campus and take that exam in our math testing lab. That's a really important part of the course. You show up, you show your work on the pencil and paper exam. That's going to be graded directly by me. That's worth 30% of your grade. So a very important component of the class. So if you are a distant student living in another state, we do have a way for you to take that exam. You can either choose a proctor in your town. We'll work on that together, communicating by email, or we can set it up to where you take your exam virtually through the math testing lab here at Amarillo College. If you are a distant student, please contact me this week by email and we'll get a plan going for your final exam. For all of the Amarillo residents, you are required to come to campus to take that comprehensive final exam. So that's kind of the overview of the components of the course: notes, homework, online exams, and that one comprehensive pencil and paper final exam. Now, as we go through this orientation, I will be giving more information about each of those components. But I want to direct your attention to more information in the syllabus under expected student behavior. As I mentioned, you will be required to come to campus to take that final exam on week 8. But on your daily work, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you will be submitting notes online on Google Classroom. If you submit those late, it will be a 5-point penalty per day. So I want you to keep up with videos and notes. Stay on track for that. If you get behind and you turn those notes in late, it's going to be 5 points off per day. Now, please understand, times are busy. You've got other classes. If you get behind, it happens every once in a while. Please go ahead and submit your notes. Even if you have late penalties, late notes are better than no notes. So that's how the notes are going to work. As far as the My Math Lab homework assignments, if you need an extension on those homework assignments, please email me and let me know. I can give you a 2-day extension on those. That includes homework and exams, and there's no penalty for that. So you and I will work individually together if you do get a little bit behind on your homework. And then again, our final exam is going to be on week 8, Sunday, October 8th. Wednesday, October 11th at 9 p.m. At any time in the course, if you have any difficulty, please communicate with me. I'm here to help you. So let's go back to our class in Blackboard. Again, the first link is the syllabus link. So please read the entire syllabus. Let me know if you have any questions about that. The next link is the orientation folder. If you'll click that, it will open up and you've got some information here. Here's your Google Classroom code. You're going to need that to register for Google Classroom. And here's your My Math Lab course ID. Also listed in the syllabus, you're going to need that to register for My Math Lab. So once again, I want to keep it as simple as possible. 3 websites: Blackboard, what we're looking at now, where all of your content is located. The second one is Google Classroom. That's where you're going to be submitting your daily notes. And the third website is My Math Lab. That's where you complete your homework and exams. The next link that you're going to see here in Blackboard is the weekly schedule. So go ahead and open that up, download the file. I recommend printing it out, but that's going to be up to you. This is what our daily schedule looks like. It's very detailed to help you stay on track and to know exactly what to expect. So it's organized by weeks. We have an 8-week course. So this is week 1. I have things assigned Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, week 2, week 3, so on and so forth. So it shows you the date and what we're going to be covering in class, at least virtually, for that day. On a daily basis, your information will be obtained by watching the videos and filling out the notes. So for example, on Tuesday, August 22nd, we're going to cover section 2.1, basic set concepts. For section 2.1, I've got several videos for you to watch, and you can see on the calendar here the length of each one of those videos and the total time required to watch the lecture videos for that day. So you're going to have 5 separate videos. I've broken them up into little chunks. So if you need to spread it throughout the day, if you want to do a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, that's going to be up to you. But your total time for videos that day, 44 minutes. As you watch those videos, you're going to complete the notes. When your notes are complete, you're going to take a picture of those notes, convert them to PDF form, and turn them in on Google Classroom by the end of the day. So on Tuesday, we're covering 2.1. You watch the videos, complete the notes, and submit your notes by midnight on Google Classroom that day. Then Wednesday, we're on to the next section. You're going to watch the 2.2 videos. Again, there's 4 videos divided into subsections there, a total of 40 minutes, complete the notes, and turn your notes in on Google Classroom by the end of the day. So that's kind of the rhythm of how the notes are going to work. So please keep up with this schedule. Remember, if you turn your notes in late, it's 5 points off per day. But even if you're late, go ahead and complete the work to get credit for those notes. Now, also, when you finish watching a set of lecture videos, you've completed the notes and turned those in, then you are going to go to My Math Lab. Again, that's where your online homework is located. So for each section, you've got a set of notes and you've got a homework assignment. Now, the homework assignments are going to stay open all week. That allows you to work the problems. If you run into issues and you need to ask questions and get tutoring, you've got a little bit more flexibility on the due date there. So for all of week 1, we're going to cover 3 sections, as you can see, 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3. Notes are going to be due on a daily basis, but your homework will be open all week until Sunday at midnight. So every Sunday, you're going to have a due date on My Math Lab, and that's when you need to complete all of your homework problems. I recommend writing the homework problems on paper and keeping a log of that work so you'll have it to study. But you enter your answers on My Math Lab and it's graded automatically. And you can continue working on that throughout the week. So again, do Sunday at midnight. Okay, and then we proceed week 2. Notice on week 2, Monday there, you've got 2 sections and 2 sections of notes due that day. Once we complete chapter 2, notice Tuesday, your chapter 2 review and exam are assigned. Those are My Math Lab assignments. Just like the rest of your homework, those will be due week 2, Sunday at midnight. So take the exams when you're prepared. And please understand the reviews are very similar to the exams. So if you do well on the reviews, you'll know exactly what to expect on the exams. I recommend writing everything down so that you'll have something to study to prepare for those exams. Now, even though your exam is due Sunday, notice Wednesday on our calendar, we do have the next section of notes popping up, section 3.1 there. My mouse isn't working very well here. Section 3.1. That's still going to be due Wednesday night at midnight. So I want you to keep up with your lecture schedule so you don't get behind. When you get behind, it snowballs and it's easy to get overwhelmed. So keep up with your notes, but understand that your homework and your exams are going to be open until Sunday at midnight. Okay. So that's how the schedule works. You can look and see when all of your exams, homework, are assigned. You know exactly how much time is going to be required to devote to videos and that sort of thing, all the way through week 8. So please notice on week 7 here, that's the second to the last week, we will complete chapter 12, but there is no online exam for chapter 12. That information just appears on the final. Once you complete the chapter, then there is a final review worksheet. Here's what it looks like. Okay, your final review worksheet, very similar to what you're going to see on the exam. Complete that worksheet, turn it in on Google Classroom, then you're going to come to campus to take your written final exam. The written final exam is very similar to that final exam review worksheet. So if you do well on that, you're going to do well on the final exam. And then you will have completed the course. Okay, so that's what our schedule looks like. It's very detailed. So print it out and consult it on a daily basis. Now, before I jump into the Google Classroom and My Math Lab links, I want to jump down to this Chapter 2 folder and show you where to find your notes. So if you open up Chapter 2 folder, there's a link there for all of your Chapter 2 notes. So open that up. I have it in a bigger format here. Open that up, and these are going to be the notes that you complete as you watch the lecture videos. These are divided into subsections. Each subsection has a corresponding video. So notice here, we're looking at 2.1 basic set concepts, and we have first subsection there, 2.1.1 set notation. So you're going to watch the lecture video, complete the notes, along with me. That's like you're sitting in class with me, I'm in the front of the room teaching, and you're learning. This is just happening in your respective locations. Then here we get to section 2.1.2. This is still part of main section 2.1. It's just the second subsection. So you'll complete the notes there. Section 2.1.3 is another video, 2.1.4 another video, and 2.1.5. Once you complete that, that is all of section 2.1, okay? And that's what's going to be due at the end of the day on Google Classroom. Then we move here into section 2.2. That starts the next day. So when you print your section or your chapter 2 notes, it's going to include all of those subsections. Now, also on our content in Blackboard here, underneath your chapter 2 notes, you've got links to all of your lecture videos. By the way, I want to give you some options. If you print your notes and complete them in the traditional way, pencil, highlighters, markers, you can certainly use colors. You're going to take pictures of all of section 2.1, convert those pictures into a single PDF file, and upload that file on Google Classroom. Another option, if you have a tablet that allows you to write on the surface, if you want to open your notes up electronically and take notes on your tablet, you can save that file as a PDF and turn it in that way as well. Okay, so you decide what works best for you, what kind of tools you have. You can either complete it electronically or print it out and use pencil and paper. Take pictures and turn those in. So here's what your lecture videos are like. I'm going to open up section 2.1. Notice there's 5 subsections of videos. These are all YouTube videos. So I've got my notes ready. I'm going to open up that first video, and it's simply going to take you out to YouTube. Okay, so these are YouTube videos. This is me talking on these videos, and I'm going to fill in the notes right along with you. Okay, and that's how you're going to learn the information. So you'll watch all of those videos, complete your notes, and turn them in. Okay, now let's talk about once you finish the videos, you've taken all your notes, how do you turn them in? Well, here's a link for Google Classroom. We're going to go to Google Classroom. And by the way, I want to show you how to get there. The first time you click it, you're going to have to add the class. You're going to need to register for Google Classroom. So if you will open up a window in the Google search, over here at the top right of the page is a little waffle. Open up that waffle. One of your options there is Classroom. So if you pick Classroom, and by the way, you have to be logged in with your official AmarilloCollege.com email address. If you're logged in with Gmail or your personal email, it won't let you in the class. Okay, so make sure you log into Google with your official AmarilloCollege.com email. Over here in the top right corner, there's a little plus. Click the plus and choose Join Class. Now, when you join the class, it's going to ask you for the class code. So jot this down. It's written in your syllabus. It's listed under the orientation. That's the information you'll need to add the class. MX2FSIX. Type that in and you will be added to the class. There's no charge for this. This is a free website. Once you get into Google Classroom, pick Classwork. And these are basically just drop boxes for all of your notes. So you've printed your 2.1 notes, you've watched all the videos, you've filled them in, you go to section 2.1, and that's where you're going, that's where you're going to submit your notes, okay? Now, whenever you turn in your notes, there are a few requirements. They have to be fully completed for full credit. Don't leave anything blank. Write down everything that I write down with you in the video. Make sure that you convert, if you take 5 pictures, convert it into one file in the PDF format and submit that in this Dropbox. Okay, just upload it here. If you give me 5 pictures or multiple files, there will be points penalties for that. As you're submitting your work, you may want to save it as section 2.1 set theory, because that's how it's going to appear in your Google Drive. Okay, so you're basically forming a electronic notebook. Then again, you go to My Math Lab, you complete your homework, and then you're on to the next section for the next day. Okay, so back to Blackboard here. Again, there's that Google Classroom link. Click that. That's where you go turn in your notes. Now, once you finish your notes, then you can proceed to My Math Lab. Here's the link to My Math Lab here. And this is where you complete your online homework. Now, the first time that you click this link, you will need to register. So in the bottom right over here, my mouse isn't showing up, bottom right of the screen, it says register now. Click student and fill out all the information, email, password, username, all that good stuff. And you will need the course ID for that. Remember, it's listed in your syllabus, but it's also over here under orientation. My Math Lab course ID is lowercase c Cornell 39667. Okay, so register for My Math Lab, and then you will be able to sign in. Now, this is basically your textbook. So there is a fee for My Math Lab. You've got some options. You can either pay for that. You can either enter your student access ID. You can buy the My Math Lab kit from the Amarillo College bookstore and get the student access ID from that kit. You can pay for it directly online during the registration process, or you can choose Get Temporary Access for free for 14 days and update your account later. Okay, so there's no delay. If you don't have your financial aid ready to go or something like that, you can go ahead and get free access, get started on your homework, and not fall behind in the class, and update your account later. Okay, if you have any problems with the registration process, please contact me by email and I'll walk you through it. Okay, once you get registered, you will have online contemporary math listed as one of your classes. And when you open it, you are now in My Math Lab. You will see a list of all of your assignments for the entire semester there. You can open up those assignments simply by clicking the section number, and you can see the questions listed there. So you open up question 1. It's going to be a problem similar to what you learned in your notes. Jot the problem down so you remember what you did, and you can answer the question. So you've got a lot of flexibility with My Math Lab. I want to show you here. Let me read the problem. I'm going to get the problem wrong just so you can see what happens. Okay, so I enter my answer. I'm going to do final check here, and it says, nope, that's not right. I'm going to try again. I'm going to click similar question. If you noticed up there in the top right, there's a red X. It marked it wrong. So I'm going to try again and do my final check. Oh, I got it right this time. I can move on to the next question. And notice there's a green check right there. Okay, so you can work these problems multiple times until you get the right answer. So work hard, achieve a 100 on your My Math Lab homework. That's certainly a great boost for your final average. Whenever you're finished with your work, make sure you click the Save button in the top right corner. And please notice the score that I have currently on my homework is 4%. But let's suppose I got to go to work. I'm going to log out. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to come back and log in later. Well, I can pick up right where I left off. I can either rework problems I missed or move on to the next questions. Okay. Also in My Math Lab, this is where your chapter review and exams are located. Your exams are timed. You have 2 hours to take your online exams. That's more than enough time. You probably won't need all 2 hours, but be aware that there is a time limit there. When you take your exam, you're going to be entering your answers into My Math Lab, but you are required to document your work for every single problem. Document your work on paper, write the problem number, briefly summarize the problem, show your work, circle the answer, and you're going to upload your work on Google Classroom. So over here on Google Classroom, you have a Dropbox for your exam work. Remember, you enter your answers on My Math Lab. It's going to grade it automatically. Then you're going to turn your work into me here on Google Classroom. Okay. Now, at any time after an exam, this is college policy. If your overall average falls below a 75, then you are required to do some remedial work. So for this course, if your average falls below a 75 after an exam, you will complete test corrections. So you'll open up your test, you'll rework the problems you missed, and you could submit those here on Google Classroom as well. So there's a Dropbox for exam corrections. Now, here's the good news. If you complete those corrections, you will receive 5 points back on your exam, and hopefully that will help to bring your average up. Now, even if your average does not fall below a 75 after the exam, if you want to opt into completing those corrections and earn those 5 points back on your exam, that's an option for you as well, okay? So here are all of our chapter drop boxes. At the very bottom here, I want to show you the last assignment is your final exam review worksheet. You're going to complete that and submit it on Google Classroom before you take the exam, okay? It appears that I don't have it posted yet. I'm glad we checked. I'll make sure and get your final review worksheet posted in your class in Blackboard so you can print it. Okay, so that is an overview of the course. If you have questions, feel free to email me. Again, 3 main websites: Blackboard, where you're going to find your schedule, your syllabus link, your notes, links to the videos, your final review worksheet. Also there, you can check your overall average at any time. That's our main website for our course. Then there's Google Classroom. Remember, that's where you turn in your daily notes. That's where you'll submit your handwritten work for your exams. And that's where you may be submitting corrections for your exams. And that's also where you're going to turn in that final exam review worksheet. Finally, there's My Math Lab. That's where you go, you work your problems. And by the way, in My Math Lab, there's help buttons. If you get stuck at any time, you can choose Help Me Solve This, Show Me an Example. There's lots of things that you can use there. But that's where your daily homework assignments are located and your online reviews and exams. So once again, My Math Lab assignments will be due every Sunday at midnight. Notes are due Monday through Thursday, okay? So I know that you're going to have a great experience. Contemporary math is one of my favorite classes to teach. It's a lot different than college algebra. It's very applicable type mathematics. You're going to learn a little bit of finance, statistics, probability, things that are very useful. So I hope you have a great experience. I'm here to help you and hope you have a great semester.